I know. You're probably wondering what's going on. Well, I'm here to tell you. It's me, Inked, and I need you guys to head on over to AJsRANTroom.com and pick up your Trifecta merch. Yes, that's right. Trifecta merch is here. It is here for our Trifecta family to show their love and support and advertise for free. Well, not technically for free. You did pay for it. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Head on over to AJsRANTroom.com and pick up your Trifecta merch. We're all inclusive.
It's always lit over at AJsRANTroom.com. We got the best bags and accessories, our beloved Black Series. We got fresh lids for you hat lovers, fire jackets and hoodies, and of course we got you covered on the t-shirts. And introducing our first shoe line, Aloysius Germain. So get on over to AJsRANTroom.com today and get to shopping. You won't.
Let's go. What's good? Lynn, whose Discord are you sharing it in? Because it's not the rant room. But I appreciate it wherever you're sharing it. Welcome in. Blessed Memorial Day, everybody. I hear like a cackling. Hopefully it ain't cackling and crackling on y'all end. Like the headphones went out for like 2 seconds. I was like, oh Lord, goat cheese and bread. Hope everybody's doing well today. It is Memorial Day. So it is while many of us, have the privilege of having the day off and things of that nature. I knew I heard my voice from somewhere. It's coming out of my phone. Memorial Day is not just a day for barbecues and going to the beach and the unofficial start of summer, all of the stuff that is advertised, because, all of our holidays have basically been hijacked and have basically become these things that we didn't intend them to become. I hope this is the right video. I'm not sure though. Hold on. But so I want to bookend the episode with Memorial Day, and so we'll start here. And that's why you have as Kamala Harris said, a long weekend or an extra day off or a day to barbecue, see family, and go to the beach. But don't realize that it's a privilege. It's not, just another day off from work. But you should, at some point during the day, just thank the men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedoms. That's, it's absolutely essential and necessary. And I was looking back on like political figures, and I realized the Reagan, even Bush, even though I'm not a big fan. Trump, you look at the Republicans, they tend to be a lot more respectful. That's not to say Clinton wasn't, because he was to a degree. But when you look at the modern ones like Biden, who basically made this holiday, a non-factor, and started highlighting other social issues on a day of remembrance for our actual men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice. And it's just ridiculous. It's absurd at this point. And I'm just glad to see America getting back to America things, like giving homage and paying homage to the people that really matter to this country, that really matter to our freedoms and our Constitution, quite frankly, because people gone people. But yes, Lee, complaining about your free speech. You better thank these men and women. You better thank a union member for that. Better thank these men and women for that. Anyway, so we're gonna bookend the episode with Memorial Day, and we'll end with Memorial Day. We'll end with General Kelly actually describing the process of how do you inform the family members, and what actually happens to the body when soldiers perish, and how does that go down. So for those of you thinking that your transgenderism is more brave than these men and women, which is ridiculous. Let's put some things in perspective at the end of the episode, but let's get into the main meat. So I don't know. Oh wait, I didn't put a graphic up. Dang it, I didn't have a graphic of her. But Tabatha Brown. Many of y'all know who Tabatha Brown is. She's a vegan. She's a food influencer. She has several products from seasonings to why is it not coming to me? The chickpeas. What is it called? Hummus. To all types of great products for a healthier lifestyle. And one of the places where she's marketed is Target. Now, we all know that for some reason, Target is catching all the hell, even though Walmart and Amazon and many other corporations undid their DEI policies. Target, for some reason, is the main focus here. And of course, who's the main culprit here? Black people. I'm sorry, niggas. Because the average black person don't care. The average black person living their life, shopping where they want to shop, doing what they want to do, and speaking up when it's appropriate. And this is why folks have black fatigue, and this is why people are tired, because you're sitting up here complaining about things that, first of all, didn't really benefit you to begin with. So Tabatha Brown released this video basically letting folks know, hey, this boycott is affecting black authors who are on shelves in Target, which is fair, right? Why would you not want that to be highlighted? And she's like, well, hey, if you want to support these authors, it's important to go to their websites. If you refuse to go to Target, at least go to their websites and try to support them that way. And of course, it's just
hello there, honey. Y'all all right? So listen real quick. This morning I posted my New York Times, my bestsellers, my plaque that I got in the mail, and I was like, oh, I gotta make a post about it. And so it made me think about all of my many friends that I know, and some that I don't know, but authors that I know who've been affected by the Target boycott. So I just want to talk about it real quick. There's so many authors out there whose books have been released, and people may or may not know this, but Target is a huge book retailer, right? That they sell our books. And so because of the boycott, many of our Black authors' books did not sell well because people were not purchasing the books because they're sold at Target. This affected their sales. It affected their ability to be on the New York Times bestseller list. But the bigger issue is that it also affects the next deal opportunity for them to write another book. with their publisher, right? So I want us to be mindful. I know that we say that, there's a boycott happening, give us a direct link where we can support you. Please do support. If you don't want to, order from Target, I get it. But if they give you a link to buy directly from them, do that.
Thank you. This is why you have producers. Thank you, Prince. Yeah. When you don't go to these retailers and purchase these authors' books, they don't get back on the shelves ever again. That's the other thing that you dummies are messing up, is that once these people are on the shit list, basically, once they see that these books don't sell, they don't make a deal. So there's no deal with the publisher to advance books to them so that they can sell on their shelves. Why
If
don't
they
y'all
say,
get
okay,
that?
it's available on Amazon or on Barnes and Noble or where, or
Amazon also rolled back their DEI programs. What are we talking about? Walmart did the same. Tabatha Brown just released a video. I'm not still muted. You can hear me. Um so um and she released a video from Walmart showing her stuff on the shelves in Walmart. But I'm like, Walmart did the same thing that Target did. So I don't understand why Target is the target here. But go
independent
ahead. Go
bookstores,
ahead.
purchase from them. Because if not, they may not make their numbers. They may not get their next book deal. They're not making the New York Times bestseller list. All these things are happening to Black authors. And we got to be mindful of that. Especially a lot of them are first-time authors. And now these numbers are not reflecting what is their truth, right? They're talented writers with beautiful stories. And they're being affected by this, something that they did not do.
Also, you have to factor in, when you purchase directly from their website, is that reported to whatever tallies into like the New York Times bestseller? Does it count as an actual sale? Those are things you also have to factor in. So when you purchase from retailers, there's a certain paperwork, I forgot what it's called, but it's sort of like the music industry as well, where you have to basically register the product to all of the different places you want to sell it from, so that all of the sales count, right? So is the person's website registered? However, whatever POS system that they're using, is it registered? If it's not, then you got a problem.
Right? None of us did this, right? So I just want us to be mindful that we're truly being supportive, but also to the publishers. Please don't look at these numbers right now and think that these writers, like, this is their sales.
It is their sales. Niggas will cut off their noses despite their faces, because that's what they've been conditioned to believe. You're not suppressed, you're not oppressed, you don't need DEI, you're not even the biggest beneficiaries of DEI, but you're the loudest, stupidest people, because they know you're emotional, they know you're dumb, and they know that you'll yell and scream for injustice that where there's no injustice. Show me the history of Target having discriminatory hiring practices. Show me. I looked, I couldn't find anything. Maybe there's something I'm missing. So I still don't understand why Target is the big focal point of these dumb people. And she's literally telling you that this stupidity that y'all are participating in, which has no merit, it has no weight, it has no merit. It's not something that you should be doing. This is not a valid boycott, because it's not just the Black authors, it's all of the other Black people who have deals with Target, whether they're selling vacuum cleaners, whether they're selling books, whether they're selling electronics, whatever they're doing, you're affecting it, right? So yeah, the retailers don't care about whether or not how the sales, why the sales are down. The retailer just cares. The publisher only cares if the sales are down. They don't care about the why. This is a business. And then also, you're in an information age. This is not the 80s and the 90s where they'll develop you a little more. They want you to hit big, especially if you have a hot product. They know there's a great product because they're not going to back you if they don't think it's a great product to begin with. So now you have a product where people are like, oh, it's not selling. So therefore, we're not going to give them a second book option. We're not going to give them another option to sell on other shelves because clearly they're not
These are
resonating
not
with the consumer.
a true reflection of their fan base or, of their right.
It is a true reflection of their fan base. Their fan base is a bunch of dummies. This is why when I built AJ's Rant Room, I made it very clear. This is my opinion. I don't give a damn if you like it or not. People, you don't follow. When you follow someone expecting to agree with them 100% of the time, you're stupid. That is a person living their own life, their own lived experiences, their own life choices, and you think you're going to agree with 100% of it? If you agree with 100% of it, you're a moron. You're in a cult. There's no person on earth you should agree with 100% of the time. And even when you disagree, you should have the mental faculties and the intellect to articulate why you're pushing back. But that doesn't mean you drop support. You drop support because of this one issue. 99% of the other stuff you like, but there's 1% you just can't get behind. I'm gonna play another video later of a woman responding to what Tabatha Brown is saying.
It's just that we are in a real boycott and they are being affected. So I hope and pray that, that the buyers, that the editors or the publishers, all the people who make decisions for authors to help get them the next deal, I hope that you all are considering that and still give your authors another opportunity with another deal. And don't look at this, last 5 months or so as like, oh, this is the gold, right? Like this is it. It's not. Okay. I hope this makes sense. It is what it is, honey. We all are in this together. I am cheering for all the authors out here who are still writing, still trying to be creative, still selling your books, honey. Please, if you know an author right now who is struggling because of the Target boycott, please tag them in this video, put them in the comments, and everybody, y'all get in the comments and click on some of these authors and go buy their books. Okay. All right. That's it, honey. I love y'all. Praying that this is over soon and we get some resolution. All right. Very good. Y'all gonna about your business and have a good day. But even if you can't have a good one, don't you dare go messing up nobody else's. See y'all later. Bye.
So that's her tagline at the end of all of her videos. And the beautiful thing about Tabatha Brown, she is the ultimate social media success story. Like this was a woman, she was been married to her husband forever. And they went through the mud together. Like literally they moved out to LA the first time to pursue her dream of being an actress. It didn't work out. So they moved back home to North Carolina, got their money up, did jobs, whatever they had to do, and kept growing their family as well. And then moved back to LA to pursue her dream again. It was a struggle. And then she started doing randomly, she was having these weird headaches and she became a vegan and the headaches went away. And so clearly there was something in the products that she was consuming that was causing the headaches. And so she decided to start doing reviews of vegan products. So she was eating this vegan sandwich one day and she did a review and the thing went boom, bam, career just blew up. She started getting deals. Her social media accounts blew up. And and the crazy part is that this was her and her husband, that's relationship goals right there. Her and her husband, they're literally relationship goals. So he was a LAPD officer and she got to retire him a couple years ago. And I remember people, oh my God, how could you retire your husband? Clearly what her success is his success. His success is her success. That's why they work so well. And they do a show every Friday called Tab and Chance, you know, and you see how cool of a couple they are. Y'all mad that this woman she achieved her dream and then some and got to bring her family with her. And her husband was there through all of it, when it was terrible, when it was bad, when there was no money coming in. But here we go. This is ridiculous. So she becomes more successful, obviously, right? So of course the money gets better, the homes get better. You know, she's able to retire her husband. She's able to send her kids off to school without having dependent on scholarships and everything. All of the great things that many of us would love to be able to do, right? Now you would think, okay, at first it's celebrated, right? And then you sit up here and you
The
say stuff like
backlash
this.
Tabatha Brown is receiving right now is a prime example of the agitation in the wealth gap in the United States. I talk about this a lot when I am training people on sales. The bigger the wealth gap gets between you and your core audience, the more nitpicky people will become. People
So that sounds like jealousy. That sounds like jealousy. Don't Eric's been taken care of. That sounds like jealousy. So you see somebody attaining success. You see somebody who came from the circumstances you're still in, and instead of making that aspirational, you decide you're going to start finding things you don't like.
really are listening to Tabitha's statement and in her video, and it's what she's not saying, and it's how she positioned it that they
How she positioned it. What did Tabitha say in the statement? She said, "Hey, you dumb jungle bunnies." I'll say it how she didn't say it, but how it should be said, because maybe that she need to position it right. You dumb jungle bunnies, you dumb moon crickets with this fake bullshit boycott are now affecting people who are really out here working their asses off. Now, you cannot shop at Target if you don't want to, but at the very least, at the bare bones, go to the author's personal website and purchase and support their products. She didn't say go to TabathaBrown.com and buy my stuff. She said support these authors who are being affected by this dumb stuff that y'all are participating in.
are upset about. They aren't upset because she said, hey, go buy from Black authors. They aren't even accusing her of taking up for Target. It's the fact that she started it talking about the New York Times bestseller list.
Oh my gosh. Tabatha Brown has a New York Times bestseller, and she wanted to celebrate her success. Oh, shame on this woman. Oh my gosh, she's terrible. Oh my gosh, how dare you put your accolades in our face?
And that is a very specific Black author that doesn't include the majority.
What the fuck does that mean? Do y'all know what that means? So we supposed to do nigga shit for the rest of our lives to get a dab on the block to get Black support? That what we supposed to do? I think it was Nicki Minaj that said that. I'm not gonna do no for what? I'm gonna sit here and dumb myself down every time I'm in your presence for what? To make you feel comfortable? No. For what? She worked her ass off for that success. Now because she's successful and you're not,
The backlash,
hold
Tabitha's
on. Sorry.
statement,
and in her video, and it's what she's not saying, and it's how she positioned it that they are upset about. They aren't upset
My bad,
because
y'all. I
she said,
rewinded.
hey, go buy from Black authors. They aren't even accusing her of taking up for Target. It's the fact that she started it talking about the New York Times bestseller list, and that is a very specific Black author that doesn't include the majority.
So these people are mad because of the DEI initiatives have been rolled back at Target. But like I said a million times already in this stream, it's also been rolled back at Walmart, Amazon, and several other major corporations. But Target, for some reason, is the one these people have decided to put the bullseye on. This fake activism is going to cost you bigly in the long run. This fake activism is why people are fatigued of your black asses. This is why they're tired of your cries and your bullshit. DEI benefits, the majority of DEI programs or DEI initiatives benefit white women. Why are white women minding their business, living their lives, not out here protesting, not out here boycotting? If anybody should be doing that, it should be white women. But here y'all go. Because they know you're stupid. They know you're emotional. They know all you got to do is say a couple of buzzwords and y'all start acting like chickens whose head had just been severed. And here y'all go. You weren't even the main beneficiaries of this. And like I also said, show me historically where Target has been accused of discriminatory hiring practices. Show me. So you don't benefit from it. You can't prove there's been discrimination or major discrimination in hiring practices in terms of the company's policy. And y'all boycotting because, oh, okay, I don't understand why you're boycotting, and you probably don't even understand why you're boycotting, because you're not boycotting Walmart, you're not boycotting Amazon, and y'all let Al Sharpton, from his privilege and the wealth, you want to talk about the wealth gap. Tabatha Brown is successful, but Al Sharpton is a whole nother tax bracket. But y'all listen to Al Sharpton, right? Who's been a millionaire most of his life. Most of his life. Fat Al Sharpton was a millionaire. Now you got this skinny Ozempic Al Sharpton, and y'all sitting up here acting like what? And then you ask these dummies to go to Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which literally details everything you need to know. These redundancies like DEI were unnecessary to begin with. Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 is a federal law that prohibits employment discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. Here's what you're fighting for. You're fighting for the gay people. See how they got y'all dumbasses? They got y'all dumbasses out here yelling and screaming, not for black folks, but for gay folks. It applies to employers, employment agencies, labor organizations, and training programs. It covers all aspects of employment relationships, including hiring, firing, promotion, compensation, job training, and other terms and conditions of employment. Title VII also prohibits sexual harassment, which can create a hostile work environment. It's illegal to retaliate against an employee for complaining about discrimination or practicing in an investigation, participating in an investigation. Employers are required to provide reasonable accommodation for employees' religious practices unless it would cause undue hardship. You read this to these simple, because it's not regular black people. Again, I'm not talking to regular black people. I'm talking to these simple-minded, mostly social media morons who will cut off their noses to spite their face and then be mad at the wrong stuff. Tabatha Brown isn't the problem here. Black authors aren't the problem here. Y'all are the problem here. And the problem is when a person like Tabatha Brown ascends and becomes very successful, and the foundation is you idiots, you get jealous, you get spiteful, you get nitpicky, and all you want to do is find a way to tear this woman down because she built a life you didn't have the courage for, because she built a life that you envy. That's the real problem here. The problem has nothing to do with what Tabatha Brown said or what she stands for. The point is, y'all are having, she can't even say it. She can't even say what I'm saying right now because she would lose everything. This is why I'm building AJ's rant room on my terms, which means it's going to be a slow build because it's hard to find an audience that doesn't act like a fucking cult. This woman is making business decisions y'all will never make. You're boycotting to boycott. There's no we shall overcome. This is not the 60s. This is not the 50s. This is not the 40s. You're not oppressed. The only oppression is your mental oppression. It's everyone else's fault. It's never your fault. I didn't get the job because I'm like, how about you just weren't the one that day? You just weren't the person. Is that ever an option? You just weren't that guy or girl that day. Is that an option? No. We don't ever want to stand up on that. We'll never stand up on that. Why? Because that will require us to take accountability for our bull. That will require us to say, you know what? This is what I could do better. It didn't work. This is what did work. And when you have that, you can't blame the white man. You can't blame discrimination. You can't blame white supremacy. You can't what systemic racism, all this other bullshit that y'all can never truly define cohesively. Because if I ask one black person what's white privilege or what's not white privilege, what's white supremacy, they give me one answer. I ask another one, they give me a different answer. So you don't even have a cohesive mission. There's nobody that I follow on social media where I'm expecting to agree with you all the time. If you say something that I don't think makes sense or I don't agree with, I'm able to articulate to you why I don't agree with it. And then we can have the discussion or we can not have the discussion. But the point is, sitting here supporting or not supporting based on your feelings, which feelings change by the minute. 1 minute you cool, 1 minute you not. 1 minute you're hot, 1 minute you're cold. 1 minute you love everybody, 1 minute you can't get away from me. That is human. That is being a human being. You can't lean on your emotions to make sound decisions. Because guess what? Name one decision you made in a heightened emotional state and it turned out well. I'll wait. Because I can't think of one. I really can't think of one. I can't think of a decision that I made in a heightened emotional state that turned out good. None of them turned out good. Short term and long term. But y'all are bitching about a program that does not benefit y'all. Y'all are bitching about a program where you aren't even a factor. You're barely a factor in it. But y'all are the loudest, stupidest voices in it. Stop allowing the government to control your feelings. And then from those feelings, you continue to support stupidity, dumb policies, and bad leaders. It's up to you. They're getting what they want. They're getting you to destroy black people who are being productive. And who are these black people that are boycotting Target? Because I don't see them. Every time I go in Target, there's niggas everywhere. Black folks everywhere. Everywhere you look, there's black people. Facts, Cajun. Facts. And we're sitting here crying and boo-hooing about what? Every time I try to have a conversation with one of you people, it's always you want me to debate your emotions, and I can't debate your emotions. This is going to cost y'all greatly. This is going to cost y'all bigly. This is going to cost a lot of creators. And this is why I'm not a black creator. Because you're limited. When you call yourself a black business, a black creator, a black anything, you're now limited. You can't think outside the box. You can't make decisions because this group of stupid, wayward Negroes are going to be mad. I don't care. Be mad. But the same thing goes for the conservative audience. I don't give a damn. I'm not here to cater to your feelings. I'm here to tell the truth. I'm here to make a clean observation of something and tell it like it is. Not spin it so that you feel good about me. I don't give a damn. I love Target. I go to Target every week. Woo! I go to Target every week. What up, Christina? Hey, Viva Dominica Republic. Española, stand up. Oh, God. But this victimhood stuff in 2025, and then I ask y'all in 2025, what can't you do? Where can't you go? And y'all want to bring up historical hurts. You ain't your ancestors. They made the ultimate sacrifices. They laid it all down so that you could have it pretty damn easy today. And not only do you have it pretty damn easy, you have the world at your fingertips, literally. You can access a plethora of professions, languages, how to make money, all by typing in a few keywords. But no, it's the big bad white man. It's the boogeyman. No, it's you. It's you and your inability to start something and finish it. It's you getting discouraged the moment something doesn't work out and then resting in the color of your skin as an excuse. That's you. And some idiot in the comments of my live stream yesterday. Well, as a black man, no. First of all, you're not going to reduce me to the color of my skin. I have the ability to observe and decipher right from wrong, decipher stupid from smart, decipher what's productive and what's counterproductive. That's what you should be operating from, not from the color of your skin, because I don't give a damn if somebody doesn't like me because of the color of my skin. I have no, that's your problem, not mine. I'm going to take on your problem over an attribute I have no control over. I don't give a damn what you think about me because of the color of my skin. You can get fucked. You know, every time some white person calls me the N-word is the person calling me the N-word. Not me. How am I the N-word? And your ignorant ass is up here calling me a racial epithet based on what? An opinion you don't like. Because you're too stupid to push back on what I'm actually saying. You're too remedial to come up here to actually have a productive conversation. That is not my issue. That is a you issue. Why the hell am I internalizing that and making it my cross to bear? Oh my God, somebody don't like me because I'm black. I got shit to do. I ain't got time for this. Don't like me because I'm black. Guess what? I'ma still do what the hell I need to do. Period. It's gonna get done. You will not affect any part of my day with your stupidity. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, go tell it on the mountain. Now, speaking of FAFO and black folks making bad decisions. So this young man was convicted of a murder and received a 35-year sentence at the age of 15 years old. Now, what I didn't like about where I got this video was on Instagram, and I didn't like that the person kind of tried to frame it like the young man who's gone to prison for 35 years is the victim. Take a look.
Could you give me a hug, baby? Come on. I'm sorry you got to go through this, but all you had to do was listen to your parents. Okay? Okay? I don't know how things gonna turn out for you. I ain't got no idea how nothing gonna turn out. No idea at all. Okay, I had to tell them that I pick y'all up. Okay? I had to tell them I pick y'all up, okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. But I didn't know nothing. I didn't know nothing the second I told y'all don't tell me nothing. Didn't I tell you that? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, baby. So I'm so sorry you got to go through what you're going through. But if God help you out of this, please get yourself together, baby. And it's going to take a miracle. It's going to take a miracle that we don't have. You can turn me loose now. You can sit back down because I don't know what's going to happen, baby. I don't know what's going to happen. Your grandma don't know. Ain't nothing we can do to help you now. It's all over now. I know. It's a hard pill to swallow. You see my brother no more. No, nobody. 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 That's why when you have your precious time, it should be precious time. I didn't get to get up yet. Well, Andre, you have to mind your company that you keep. And I always tell you that to mind your company that you keep. You ain't even have no business over there. You don't know nobody over there. We never took you over there a day in your life to go play with nobody and talk with nobody or nothing other than to go over there and play football when you was trying to play football. And all of them attitudes and all of that other stuff. You can't, you just can't do it, baby. Then you ain't want to listen to us. We couldn't say nothing to you. Nothing at all. So now it's too late.
Why am I crying for you, Argentina? Wait in the water. All my life I had to fight. Had to fight my uncles, had to fight my brothers. It's over now. I'm terrible. Listen, that fuck around and find out is serious. 35 years. That's crazy. This nigga gonna be 50 years old. You earned it. I'm sorry. I feel no sympathy for you. First of all, you killed people or a person, so I don't care. Number two, where was your father? And then not to say that if you have both parents or if you have great parents that you can't make bad decisions, because yeah, there are people with great parents who still make stupid decisions. But I just got questions because I don't know y'all. This is why a lot of parents I know keep their kids so busy that they ain't got time to get in trouble. You just keep them busy. That's what that's what Joe Jackson did with his kids. Joe Jackson kept his kids busy in the middle of the ghetto of Gary, Indiana. They never had time to be a part of gangs. They never had time to go rob and steal. They didn't have time because Joe Jackson kept those kids busy. I remember Tito Jackson telling the story how the father would make them move like a pile of bricks from one side of the yard to the other for no reason, just to keep them busy. Oh no, there ain't no downtime because the moment you have downtime, you start getting curious, and that's when these devils in the neighborhood start to get at you. So no, I don't feel bad for you. There was another video, but I couldn't play it because they had the Sam Cooke song "Change Gonna Come" behind it. And so this dude's being sentenced to like 1,000,000,000 years in prison for like killing people and basically executing someone at a gas station, another black person. And the comments and the idiot who posted the video got more sympathy for the fact that this dummy is being sentenced to all of these years in prison for basically a life. No, the change gonna come when you stop doing stupid stuff. That's when the change comes. The change comes when you stop trying to live this glorified thug life because it never ends well. Understand the difference between entertainment and real life. What these people, these rappers and shit that these people don't live these lives that they're telling you about, and when they do, what happens to them? He couldn't get a death penalty because of the Supreme Court ruling that people under the age of 18 can't face capital punishment. But I'm supposed to cry for you, Argentina? No, I cry for the families who lost their loved ones. That's who I'm praying for. That's who I'm worried about. Because a lot of the time, this stuff that y'all kill each other over is so stupid. No. All of the time, the stuff that y'all kill each other for is so stupid. It's pointless. You got to pick your battles. But no, everything's up for a war. Everything you got to go blasting and acting like a crazy person over. No, you don't. I've had people get mad at me. What the fuck am I going over there to fight for? For what? For what? What reason am I going over there to fight? For what? To lose my teeth? To lose my life? To what? Get a fractured eye socket? For what? Over what? Lose my freedom? For what? Pick your damn poison. And now look, you think them 35 years, them people that you was hanging out with, they gonna come visit you? You think they gonna write you? You think they gonna see how you doing? No, they're not. And you being dumb, now you want to cry. Yes, even if charged as an adult. I want to say it's Roper versus Simmons is the Supreme Court decision. I think that's the two names. So how about you just don't commit crimes? How about that? When you don't commit crimes, You don't get caught up. If you already know that the system is rigged against you, this is one of the best things I ever heard Denzel Washington say. He's like, if you know the system is rigged against you, why would you commit crimes? You know it's rigged against you. You know this. You know that the sentencing is unfair. You know all of these things, but you still out here killing people. You still out here carjacking. You still out here harming people. Knowing that the system is, quote, rigged against you, but still making stupid decisions. How do I have empathy for that? I don't. Now let's move along to I have a question for y'all. And so does PragerU. Do you consider this child abuse?
Excuse us.
How old is she?
They are 15 months old. We actually use they, them pronouns. We're great until they tell us who they are. That's why you're like, who, what?
Oh, wow. Okay, so
They.
they. Awesome. Well, enjoy the Pride Parade.
Did you say thank you? Thank you.
We are pulling apart this idea of sex, which is related to genitals, and gender, which is related to how you move in the world. So what you wear, how you share your identity with other people, all of those things are related to gender.
Until they tell us who they are. When the hell did I know who the hell I was? Wow. I'm at a loss for words. I don't even have a retort. Let me find one. Listen. Listen, I don't care. You could be trans, do whatever you want to do, right? I don't care. When you start forcing me to co-sign your mess is where you lose me. There was another video that I didn't download where this trans woman was in, I want to say Disney World or something. And they ordered like some bread tower that had like different types of bread from different parts of the world. And the server was describing the breads, and the trans person was like, "Oh yeah, oh wow, that's from whatever country it was from," and the waiter server said, "Yes, sir." You can pretty much tell what happened from that point forward. So the person has, corrects the server and says she, ma'am, and so then he says, "I'm sorry, my bad. I did, whatever." And so then he continues to describe the breads, and then you just see the meltdown. Lily, that's that person's name. And so your whole day is ruined because somebody looked at a man and called you a man. And now your whole day's ruined. He didn't want the bread anymore. And then even the server was like, the drink is on me, whatever, whatever, whatever. And that ruined your whole day. Do you not know how you show up? And here's the thing, in a professional environment, I just don't say he or she or whatever. I just address you by your name, or I just talk about whatever we need to talk about, but I'm not playing your mental gymnastics. I'm not going to play the mental gymnastics with you. And this is disgusting, to let a child pick their gender. I'm a I'm gonna let somebody who misgendered me because they won't participate in my mental illness be the problem here. No, 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 no. That's not how that works. And the reason why the white liberal is the biggest enemy to the black man is because the white liberal has managed to cozy himself up to the black man as his friend. And like any friendship you have, when you realize that this isn't productive, that this isn't healthy, that it's one sided, you don't keep that person as a friend. So you've had 60 years of them winning, their kids going to the best schools, their kids eating well every night, them living in the best homes and the best zip codes, and you still struggling, complaining about the same stuff 60 years from now, and you keep these people in your backyards. That's a you problem. Pick your gender. Yeah, you could pick your gender when you paying your taxes. Sure, pick your gender. When you have left the house and you paying for everything and you keeping your lifestyle up, go ahead. Pick your gender. Pick it the way. But until said moment, you are born. You are what you were born as. Period. Now I would like to end on this Memorial Day on a Memorial Day note, where General Kelly describes the process of what happens when we lose one of our men and women in combat in uniform, and how the families are notified, and what the duties and the responsibilities are of the people who are charged with reporting this information. Take a look.
Most Americans don't know what happens when we lose one of our soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, or Coast Guardsmen in combat. So let me tell you what happens. Their buddies wrap them up in whatever passes as a shroud, puts them on a helicopter as a routine, and sends them home. Their first stop along the way is when they're packed in ice, typically at the airhead, and then they're flown to usually Europe, where they're then packed in ice again and flown to Dover Air Force Base, where Dover takes care of the remains, embalms them, meticulously dresses them in their uniform with the medals that they've earned, the emblems of their service, and then puts them on another airplane linked up with a casualty officer escort that takes them home. A very, very good movie to watch if you haven't ever seen it is Taking Chance, where this is done in a movie HBO setting. Chance Phelps was killed under my command right next to me, and it's worth seeing that if you've never seen it. So that's the process. While that's happening, a casualty officer typically goes to the home very early in the morning and waits for the first lights to come on. And then he knocks on the door. Typically the mom and dad will answer, the wife. And if there is a wife, this is happening in 2 different places. If the parents are divorced, 3 different places. And the casualty officer proceeds to break the heart of a family member and stays with that family until, well, for a long, long time, even after the internment. So that's what happens. Who are these young men and women? They are the best 1% this country produces.
So that is Memorial Day. Memorial Day isn't about barbecues, kind of like Christmas isn't about receiving presents. It's about honoring those who made the ultimate sacrifice. And when you don't understand a process, you're kind of flippant about it. Yeah, soldiers pass away. Yeah. But what if that was your family member loved one, spouse. Kind of a little different when you think about it that way, right? And only 1% of the country really identifies with that, right? I want to leave y'all with that. But actually, I want to play the video that I played at the top because that also drives it home. Just a beautiful moment. So, as you go about your day to day, I appreciate y'all for watching today. And just be grateful of the privileges that you do have. You have the privilege of going to see your friends and family and hang out at the beach or hang out and barbecue or whatever it is. Whatever it is you're doing today, even if you're just hanging out and chilling, if you have the day off from work, whatever it is, just take a moment to thank the men and women who made that possible. And with that said, I appreciate y'all. Oh, I almost gave the Rant experience outro. This is lunchtime chat with AJ. I appreciate y'all. We're usually here every weekday at noon, but we're a little later today because it's a holiday and I figured people will be up a little bit later today, so I didn't want to go live so early. And then whatever it is what it is. But make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. It is very important that you support the channel by doing those things, by liking the video. Make sure you hit the like button if you're in here. Make sure you comment, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe, and we will see y'all tomorrow. Peace out.